Hey, what's going on, Fit Fam? Casey here, and today I want to tell you about an experience I had earlier in the week, talking in front of third, fourth, and fifth graders at a local elementary school on the idea of growth mindset. But first, let's get the elephant out of the room. I am not wearing mascara. This was a black eye I earned at a jiu-jitsu tournament last weekend. So I lost my match 0-0 in the finals, and along with my silver medal, my opponent gave me this black eye to remember him by. So, cool part about jiu-jitsu, guys, and life in general, is a lot of times you beat yourself. And what in jiu-jitsu, a lot of times you take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. So I made a lot of mistakes and he took advantage of them. So the really cool part is I fix those mistakes and I face him again. It's going to be a lot harder for him. So I look forward to seeing him again. And until then, let me tell you about this experience I had. So the really cool thing was I was talking to these kids about the idea of growth mindset. So obviously going into this, I had to say to myself, all right, what are third, fourth, and fifth graders into? Like, I can talk about, school and leveling up in school and sports. And someone mentioned video games, and we just took it and ran with it. They're all interested in video games. They all play video games. And there's so many good analogies with video games and the idea of life and growth mindset. So I want to go over some of those with you, and how the idea of a video game pertains to us and our lives. So one of the first things we talked about was the fact that things are only new once. Just like in a video game, you start the video game, you're on level 1, and every new step is a new experience, but then you die. You got to go back to the beginning, but you know how to breeze right through the points that you've already been to because they could only be new once. And now you know how to navigate those things, and now we're up to a new spot, right? And now what sort of skills, what sort of mindset, what sort of experiences do we need to navigate that new spot and move forward? And all of a sudden, we beat level 1. Now we're on level 2. Once again, new experiences. We end up dying. We go all the way back to the beginning of the game, and we breeze right through level 1 because we've already been there. Because it's only been new once. It can only be new once, just like everything else in life. So, and we just keep continuing this process. We keep getting a little farther. We have a setback. We breeze through the areas we've already been through. We reach that point where we lost before, and maybe we make a left instead of a right, or we go up instead of down, or whatever we need to do to pass that obstacle to move forward even more. And now that we know how to navigate that obstacle, it's never going to be a problem for us again. So we can look at this in health. We can look at this in fitness. We can look at this in any area of life. Most of the people I'm talking to right now have their driver's license. You once had to take that test. You once stressed over that test. You passed it, and now you're driving around everywhere. You don't even think about it. Sometimes you drive, and you say to yourself, how did I get here? I don't even remember driving. So it's easy for you now, but at one point in time, that was a big stress, right? Maybe buying your first house, maybe anything, a test at school, whatever it is. There's always these sticking points. There's all these things that were a huge obstacle for us at one time that are now easy, right? And that brings us to the second point we talked about. Is one of the kids mentioned that in his video games, he's got to level up his character in order to accomplish the next level. And I thought that was so profound. And I was like, man, you got it. You got it. That's exactly what it is. So when you go into this new experience, this thing that you've never done before, you need to take a step back and say, what do I need to learn? What new skills do I need in order to accomplish that? And that's all it is taking inventory of what you need to do in order to accomplish that. And the more you can take inventory of that, the easier it will be. And then the third point we hit on, guys, that this little girl brought up, she said, you know what? There's this video game my dad and I play, and he's like on this level. He's like on level 500, and I'm only on like level 10. So whenever I get stuck, I go to him, and he's already been there. He knows how to beat it. And that's where mentors and coaches come in. So in life, we are going to have these obstacles. And yes, we can figure them out ourselves, or we can fast track things by finding people who've already been there and done that. And so, I mean, you're in our world right now, right? You're watching this video. So in some facet, we are a part of your lives when it comes to your health and fitness. We can help you fast track where you want to go, because this is all we do. This is what we've been doing. I've been doing it for 20 years, over 20 years now. Crazy. But this is my life, is helping somebody get from point A to point B in the fastest route possible, the safest, and creating a lifestyle around it. So, but that's not just, it doesn't have to be with your health and fitness. We have business coaches. We have people who've been in business longer than us, who've helped us get over sticking points because they know what we don't know. When we're trying something new, they've already done it, and they can tell us kind of the sticking points, the things we need to watch out for. I mean, most of us should have accountants, right? Unless you're an accountant yourself. You know, I don't want to try to figure it out. So I hire somebody who's a lot smarter than me, someone who does it for a living, to take care of that and to help me fast track that process and get the most out of that process, right? So in life, we should have coaches and mentors. Like that little girl had her dad to help her with her video game because he's already beat that level. So it was a great analogy, guys. It was a easy way for me to take such a big concept of like constantly learning, constantly evolving, and using something that they are very passionate about, which is video games, which is a great analogy and works very well with what I was trying to get across. So hopefully you got something from this video, and hopefully you can share it with your children too, on how life is very much like a video game, and they need to attack life like a video game, in the fact where most of our kids will play it for hours, right? They'll lose, start playing again, lose, start playing again. But when a lot of times in life, when we hit an obstacle, we want to quit. So for whatever reason, they're very passionate about the game. They'll keep trying and keep trying. So we relay that to them, like, hey, just like your video game, like things are going to get rough. Things are going to get tough, but you can muscle through it. What skills do you need to learn to get through this? And you'll get through it, and it'll never be hard for you again because you'll know how to navigate it. So, guys, I hope you got something from this video. Take care, and we will see you in the gym.